This is what hospitality is all about. It's a people-to-people business. To listen to your son or to your daughter, what they want to do. Hello, my name is Fabienne Rollandin. I'm the Director External Relations for Glion Institute of Higher Education. Glion Institute of Higher Education is a hospitality management school that has got 3 campuses, 2 in Switzerland and 1 in London. We are also amongst the top hospitality management schools in the world, and as a matter of fact, we recently got ranked by QS, which is a website that ranks universities around the world, and Glion came out number 1 worldwide for employer reputation. So that means employers do want to recruit our students. We came number 2 in Switzerland as hospitality management institutions, and we were number 4 as a worldwide hospitality management. So we are very proud of these results. Glion Institute of Higher Education is a hospitality management school that offers bachelor degree programs in hospitality business, as well as Master of Science and a dual MBA and Master of Science in conjunction with another school, another university in France called the Grenoble École de Management. So basically our program is 3.5 years in duration for the bachelor degree, and we also do offer specializations in the last semester where the students can choose between hospitality business, luxury brand management, hotel development and finance, or also international event. So the students have quite a wide breadth of choices. In terms of our campuses, we have 3 campuses. The first one being in Glion, above Montreux by the Lake Geneva. The other one is in Bulle, which is around 35 minutes drive from Glion, in the heart of the Gruyère region, which is very beautiful as well, and the countryside. And the third one is in London, where the students also have got the opportunity to study on this amazing campus in the southwest of London, based on the Roehampton University. I think that what distinguishes Glion from other universities globally, there are different aspects. The first one is our very particular and specific educational model, which combines the learning of soft skills through the practical aspect, what we call the practical arts, but also through the internships, because all the students do have to do a 6 months internship during their program, 2 6 months internship during their program. And also the fact that when they're sitting in class, they just not learn about the theory, but very much is related to real work environment. All our faculty are coming from the industry, so they do also have experience, not only academic credentials, but also work experience. This is one of the difference, so it's our education model. The fact that our students are coming from over 95 different nationalities, so they learn, they live together, and they develop together to become true professionals. So that is something that is quite unique to our program. The fact also that we are pretty small, so we have a very personalized relationship and setting, so that students can really develop personally and professionally in this environment. The fact also that they can study in different countries and different campuses, which I believe is pretty unique, because most of the time students are going to be only in one place, in one country. As our students do have the opportunity to study, of course, in Switzerland, but if they want to in the second year, they can go to London, and they can also go to other campuses with our sister school in Spain or in China. So I think in the terms of being able to learn, to develop as a future professional and leader, it does offer them quite a lot of opportunities. In terms of the atmosphere, I would say that it's really a big family, because we have students coming from so many different countries, and of course they are living together. And I think this is something that is very important, because they don't just come to their university and then go back home, but they are really together 24 hours a day. So of course it's going to create some very strong bonds, some very strong relationship and friendship for life. So the students, they do live together, they learn together, and in that sense, I think it does create a very special atmosphere. We always talk in Glion about the famous Glion spirit. I know sometimes it's something that is difficult to understand, but those who are in Glion, the students who are coming, who are living there, they really understand it because it forges some relationship for their entire life. Another aspect I believe that is important in terms of the atmosphere is the fact that, of course, we are pushing the students to grow and develop and to go beyond the boundaries, to get out of their comfort zone. So, of course, outside of the classroom, they have lots of activities that are taking place. We want to make sure that they live a healthier life balance, work hard, but also, as we say, play hard. So we do have committees, we have a student government association. We want them to take some leadership roles as well to develop in that sense. So, for example, if somebody is passionate about a specific sport that is not the typical sport that we would have on campus, like football, rugby, volleyball, and so on, they are more than welcome to create their own club. We're gonna give them the means so that they, develop those leadership skills. We organize also a lot of events, activities. In summer, obviously, they can go rowing, they can go swimming, they can go paddling on the lake. In winter, of course, they're gonna be able to ski, to go ice skating. So lots of different activities are organized, and also over the weekend. Because we are so centralized, we organize very often weekends abroad so that they can visit a little bit of Europe. So lots of things are taking place to make it different, to make sure that the students, they do share a lot of things together and that they learn and develop together personally and professionally. Basically, Glion is really focusing on hospitality management. This is what we are known for. As a matter of fact, we are amongst the top hospitality management schools in the world. And recently, we were even ranked as number one for employers to come and recruit in Glion through the QS ranking. And we were number 5 amongst the top hospitality management schools in the world. So we are very proud of this. And this is also what allows us to really focus on this specialty. Because we are small, because we are private, this is also one of the reasons why we want to focus on something very specific. And because also our education model is very specific. As I was saying earlier, we do blend the combination of practical arts. So this is something that takes over the first semester, where all the students are going to be learning and going through, for example, kitchen, service, housekeeping, rooms division, front office, concierge, guest relations, and so on. The purpose of that is not for the students to become maître d' or executive chefs, but really to understand the basics of the hospitality. And in order for students and graduates to be great managers and great leaders, you need to understand what's the basics. It's only when you learn, when you know how to do things, that you can understand what your staff is going through and that you can find solutions and anticipate the needs. So this is why it is so important for us to do that and to teach our students those practical skills. And as a matter of fact, those skills are very what we call the soft skills. This is what is often lacking in traditional universities, because the students, they do learn the technical skills, but they have no clue about the transferable and the soft skills. And today, this is exactly what employers are looking for. They do want students, graduates, who do have a number of soft skills. So first, this is very important, that aspect. And of course, it is coupled with the ability to do 2 internships during the bachelor degree. So the first one, you're gonna be working in a hotel, for example. You're gonna be working at an operational level so that you really understand the world and that you can apply what you've learned over your first semester. Then the second internship is gonna be much more managerial administration, and you can also do it outside of the hotel industry if you find something interesting. Why can you do that? Because very often people think that hospitality is just hotels, but in fact it's much more broader than that. I believe we'll come back to that a little bit later, but it really opens the doors to the entire tertiary sector, or the service sector as we call it. And then the rest of the teaching and of the program is much more focusing on the academic aspect, where you're gonna be first learning the foundations of the hospitality, going into administration, the management, the strategy aspect of the business. And the advantage also that we have is the fact that our faculty are coming also from the industry. So they can bring to the classroom their own experience, and this is something that makes also the studies much more relevant. We also do bring a number of guest lecturers, for example, professionals from the hospitality industry who are coming to the school to talk about their experience. Students are also working in groups on real cases, on applied business projects with the industry, so that they can really see how the industry is working. So it's not just the theory, but it goes way beyond that, really giving a professional, real work environment flavor to everything that they do. Offer 4 different specializations. The first one being the most global one, which is the hospitality business. Then of course we do have very specific specialization. The first one being the luxury brand management specialization, which we introduced quite recently. The reason for that being that we've noticed that there were quite a number of business, FMCGs, luxury retail entities that were interested in our student, not just the hotel industry. So that's why we introduced that. And also from our student standpoint, they were very much interested to work in the luxury arena. And that arena is also pretty broad. It's not just encompasses hotels, but also, of course, the entire luxury business. The other specialization that we do offer is hotel development and finance. As we can see, the hotel industry is moving forward quite quickly. It's developing really strongly in many parts of the world. So there is a high demand in that regard. And the financial aspect is also very important. And as a matter of fact, we do have banks that are coming to recruit our students to work in the finance arena. You must be wondering how come that a hospitality management institution does have banks that come and recruit hospitality students. The reason is because of their soft skills, because they know how to talk to a customer, they know how to anticipate their needs. They've learned, of course, the technical skills, but the technical skills is always something that you can much more easily learn in comparison to the soft skills. And unfortunately, most of business universities, the traditional universities, do not develop those important soft skills. So that is why we do have banks, for example, coming to recruit. Then the last specialization, which also has got a high attraction with our students, is international events management. So there they're going to be able to really focus developing, know how sponsorship works and really create a full event from A to Z, taking into consideration all the aspects. The reason why those specializations are taking place in the last semester is really because we understand and we know that when the students start their studies, they're not yet sure of what they want to do. And very often they think, oh, maybe I'm gonna work in that, or I'm gonna do that specialization. And then as they move on, as they start learning and understanding better the trade, they realize that maybe they're attracted to something else. So that is why we're giving them the chance to really know and understand what they want to do, and then they can choose what they want to specialize into. So that they really choose the specialization that is closer to their heart and to what they want to do in the future. I believe that our students who are joining Glion are students who are very passionate about the hospitality and the service industry globally, that they also people who like to work with other people. They also have very much an international mindset, so they want to travel, they want to discover the world, they want to work with different cultures. They also have an entrepreneurial mindset as well as a leadership mindset, because these are all attributes that are very important for us, and that also they're going to be able to develop throughout their studies here at Glion. I think in terms of the students who could join our institutions are obviously students who do love to travel, who do love to work with other people. And I have met quite a few times, sometimes people who are a little bit unsure of what they want to do. They know they want to work with other people, but they didn't know exactly what to do, or they can be sometimes a little bit shy, but throughout the experience they have changed. For example, I remember we have open days quite regularly on campus, and there was a Japanese student. She was very shy, and when she was in Japan, she failed her communication class because she was unable to talk in front of an audience. And this is, for example, something that we teach to our students because it is important that they are able to gain confidence and to be able to talk to other people. And when she was at the open day, she was explaining that story to the guests and to the future students. And I couldn't stop her because she gained so much confidence, and she was talking and talking and talking and really enjoying that. So this is also something that made us very proud, because we do what we call transformative education, and it's really when the students arrive in our institution, they can be sometimes a little bit shy, a little bit unsure of what they want, and when they finish 3.5 years later, they are true professionals. So we can really see the transformation, and I think this is something that talks most importantly to the parent, because they can really see the change in their son or in their daughter, how they have changed, how they have transformed. And I always use the little metaphor of the small chrysalid which turns into a beautiful butterfly. And this is exactly what is happening with our students. The soft skills is really something that is very important in the development of our students, and on which we put a very strong emphasis. So for example, during the first semester, when they're gonna do their practical arts, they're gonna even not realize that they are developing all those soft skills. So for example, they're gonna have to work in teams. They're gonna have to work under pressure because they have to deliver, for example, a lunch or a dinner to our guests. We do have a gastronomic restaurant that is open to the public. We also have another restaurant that is about health, wellness, and that is also open to the public. So we really try to put our students as soon as possible in front of a real work environment and situation. So this is going to help them to develop some of their skills, how to communicate, how to lead a team, for example. Also in Glion, we do have quite a strict dress code where our students have to dress up professionally as if they were already working in a 5-star hotels. So for example, the gentlemen, they have to wear a business suit, and for the ladies, this is about the same, where they have to wear also a business attire. So that also put them in certain perspective, the way they talk and they communicate with each other. If they were dressed in jeans and t-shirts, probably the relationship would be very different. So these are all the little type of aspects that are important to us, and that helps to develop those soft skills into our students. Also the attitude, their behavior, and of course all of this is then put into practice when they go on internship, because in internship they're gonna be in a real work environment. They will have to get up early in the morning, be in front of a guest, smile, being able to answer the questions, to anticipate their needs and so on. So the real practice, the real world environment really helps them to develop. And after just 6 months of their first internship, I can already tell you that we can see the change in the development in our students, that is quite drastic. At Glion, we are fortunate to be over 55 years old, and because of that, we also have established some excellent relationship with the industry globally. So every semester we have what we call a recruitment day, where we have around 60 to 70 companies that are coming to recruit our students, either for their first internship, for their second internship, and also those who are graduating. So for those students, it's really important because this is a great platform for them to be able to meet professionals, to have interviews with them, and to secure either a job, a management training, or an internship. We also have a full team that is taking care of our students, that take care of them, because since we have students coming from 95 different nationalities, of course the regulations may be different from student to student when they want to go on their internship in the different countries. Globally, our students are doing their internship in around 50-55 different countries, but of course the country also depends on your nationality and on the relationship that they have with that country in order to obtain a work permit. But we have a full team assisting and coaching our students. We prepare them also for the interviews, we prepare them with their CVs so that they're really ready to meet those professionals and also to secure an internship. In terms of placement, we have 100% placement for internship, and when it comes to graduation, we have around 89-91% of placement, because the rest of the students, either they decide to continue towards a master, to continue their studies, and we do have also a few students that decide to take a little bit of time off before they start working. So basically, all those who are looking for a job, if they do their job properly, they take advantage of all the companies that are coming, they can secure a job upon graduation. So if you join us in Glion, you could be taking advantage of a wonderful network of alumni. We have currently 14,000 alumni in and around 150 countries worldwide. So this is like a fantastic network of opportunity for you to mingle, to meet, and to use. And I tell you, this is a very small world. Wherever I travel around the world, I can be sure that somewhere, somehow, I'm gonna meet a Glion alumni working somewhere around the world. In addition to that, we have around 65% of our alumni who are in managerial positions. We do have also quite a number of them who are entrepreneurs. They have their own hotel, their own restaurants, their own clubs. I mean, you name it, it's quite broad. In terms of the sectors, you probably think that hospitality, what is it? It's just hotel and restaurants? Well, let me reassure you, it's much more broader than that. If we look currently at our alumni breakdown, we have around 45% who are working typically in the hotel industry. We have around 10% working in the restaurants, catering, bars, related food and beverage industry. We also have around 8-9% working in the tourism related industry, airlines, cruises, trains, and so on. And then we have around 12% working in the finance and the consulting business, and the rest is really the entire service sector. So it's really broad. We have alumni working for, of course, for retail, for luxury companies, working for insurance, for FMCGs. So it's really, really broad. I mean, basically, this is the advantage with the type of education that we offer. It really opens a lot of perspective to you. FMCGs are fast-moving consumer goods, so it's the big companies like, for example, Nestle, like Philip Morris, all those companies that are selling products that basically that are moving fast into the market. In terms of recruitment, we do have companies that are coming outside of the typical hotel industry, like we have private banks that are coming. We also have luxury manufacturers like the group Richemont, which is quite well known, that has got a number of really luxury brands. There are also like other financial companies like Bloomberg, for example, that is coming to recruit our students, but we also have other related tourism or hospitality like Expedia, for example, that is coming to recruit as well our students, because they have not only the technical skills, but they have, most importantly, those very important soft skills, the know-how, the understanding, the attitude, the behavior, and how to anticipate the guest needs, how to get out of the comfort zone and really be able to move forwards, and this leadership attitude. When I travel, because I stay in a lot of hotels, I think the first thing I'm looking at in terms of the room, I'm not talking about the service or about the people, but in terms of the bedroom, I really look at its global aspect. Do you feel like is it cozy? Do you feel like welcome? Are there a lot of different amenities? The cleanliness, of course, is something that is very important to me. If the room is also quiet, not too close to the elevator. These are the small type of things I'm looking at. For example, here in Taipei, I'm staying at the W Hotel, and I love this hotel. I love the concept of W because they're very trendy. I like the way the bathroom is open onto the bedroom, so it's quite nice to be able to have this openness. It feels very cozy. There is one area where you can lay down and look at the view outside. The room itself is quite modern, but on the other hand, it's also very cozy. They have lots of different amenities. There is this little touch that you don't necessarily find in other places. So these are the type of things I'm going to look into. Of course, the technological aspect, the sense that it's easy to plug your phones, to recharge them, that you can sit and work with your laptop and so on. So these are the type of aspect that I will look into when I check into a room. When you're looking for a hotel and you're wondering what is a 2, 3, 4, 5-star type of hotels, well, I believe that there is no worldwide standard. This is the first thing, where different countries have got their own specificities. So what we talk more and more, it's like budget type of hotels, or mid-scale, upper scale, and luxury type of hotels. So of course the criteria in terms of the size and in terms of the services, this is what is going to make the difference. Normally if you have a 4 or 5-star hotels, you need to have a certain square meters per room. You have to have 24-hour room service. You need to have fitness centers, swimming pools. It really depends. But this is the type of services that you're gonna see that make a difference between the different ratings of a hotel, for example. For people working in the hospitality industry, I think the most important aspect is, of course, the passion for the business, the passion to work with other people, because at the end of the day, this is what hospitality is all about. It's a people-to-people business. You want to make sure that you are going to create an amazing experience for these people, that you're gonna make them happy, that you're going to deliver something that is very unique. And this is what people are expecting today. People are becoming more and more demanding. They know exactly what's going on, and this is what people are trying to achieve by creating this very unique, personalized relationship with the customers. I think that what is very exciting about the hospitality industry in general is that it's an industry that has been able to reinvent itself. If we take, for example, some of the big disruptors that came into the market recently, for example, Airbnb, of course that has been a huge disruptor for the hospitality industry. So that means that the big hotel chains, for example, they have to rethink about how they operate, how they work, what they need to do in order to stay at the forefront. The other aspect that we need to take into consideration is, of course, the different generations. Of course, hotels are dealing from a customer perspective with different type of generations, and we know that those generations, whether it's Generation X, Generation Y, and now the Generation Z, that they are very different from each other. They have different needs, different aspirations, and obviously the hotels do need to reinvent themselves in order to cater to those different needs. The third aspect is, of course, that these different generations, not only we need to take them into consideration from a customer perspective, but also from an employer perspective, because the way these generations work together are very different. So really we need to sort of re-engineer ourselves, to rethink our concept, to rethink the way we work. And of course, all of this we need to take into consideration the technology aspect that has been playing also quite an important role into the development of the industry. So there are lots of things happening, and this is what makes it so exciting, because I can tell you that there is never a day that is the same as the other day. If you want to minimize the routine, this is the way to go. So lots of things happening, and this is also one of the reasons why I have chosen this industry, because it needs to reinvent itself, and we can see it through the different hotels. They've created new brands addressing different type of markets. Now we have also like an aging population, for example, that we need to look into. So there are many different aspects to take into consideration. To be very honest with you, we have to prepare leaders for jobs that do not exist yet. And if we think about it, the way we were managing hotels 10-15 years ago and the way we manage a hotel today is very different. There has been plenty of new jobs that have come onto the market. Anything that relates, for example, to social media that did not exist, to the digital world that did not exist a few years back. So there are everyday new jobs being invented, being created, and this is also what makes it so exciting because it offers so many different opportunities. For example, since the arrival of the venue of Airbnb, some hotels, of course, they had to fight against it because it was really a big disruptor. However, sometimes they're also catering to different type of customers. So at the beginning, it was very much seen as a big competitor, but today maybe a little bit less. However, it has given the opportunity to some of these hotel chains to rethink about a concept and to create some new concept that would cater better to the same type of customers that would go to Airbnb. So for example, we've seen the emergence of a number of hotels catering towards the millennials, where we put an emphasis on the public area where the people can get together, they can live together, they can meet, where the social spaces are becoming much more important. And I believe that one aspect that is very important and a big differentiator, for example, between Airbnb and a traditional hotel, I mean, of course, it's great to be able to live at somebody's place to discover the local culture. However, a hotel has got another advantage that it can bring people together through their social and their public spaces, something that Airbnb at the moment is not currently able to do. So there is definitely a market for everybody. Now it depends. I mean, lots of people are using sometimes Airbnb for private business and they use hotel for professional businesses. So there is a market for everybody. Now it's really something that is quite personal, but at least it has really pushed the traditional hotel industry to get out of their boundaries, to rethink their business model and to move towards different arena. We have seen also another emergence is that some hotel chains have put the emphasis on the luxury type of business, the premium and luxury hotels, but now they're getting more and more into the mid-market segment. So this is another big change and trends that we can see as well coming up. When the students and the parents are having discussions about what should I do about my future, and I know sometimes they don't necessarily agree with each other, I think if the student is passionate about hospitality, is trying a way to convince your parents that hospitality opens so many doors, that I think this is something that is very important because sometimes, I don't know, you choose engineering or you choose law or you choose medicine, which very often parents are trying to push their kids to go towards that area. It is quite narrow and does not necessarily offer so many opportunities afterwards. So I believe it is important to consider the fact that you can work in a sector that is going to open doors, in a sector that is constantly developing and moving forward, where you have also, I don't want to say a guarantee, but that you know where there is a high employability. And I believe that this is an aspect that is very important for the parents. Because at the end of the day, what is important, you want to make sure that your son or your daughter is going to end up with a job. So joining the hospitality industry, not only it opens lots of different doors, but it also allows you to have a job upon graduation. And this aspect is also very important. Of course, in addition, you know that you can have an international career, you can work in really different arena, very exciting, and this is really one fascinating sector. My advice to parents would be to listen to your son or to your daughter, what they want to do, because at the end of the day, they are the ones who are going to have to work for the next 30, 40 years in that area, and I'm sure you want your son or your daughter to be happy with what they do. There has been some studies where we've noticed that only 20% of the population are really doing a job that they want. So I believe you want to make sure that your son or your daughter is going to do what they like, what they're passionate about. And this is something so important. I'm sure you want your son or your daughter to be happy, to be fulfilled, to become a true professional, a leader. So make sure that they can do the job that they're passionate about and not trying to force them too much into realizing their dreams, or your dreams rather, through them. So if you're planning to apply for the bachelor degree, for example, you need to have the IB or finished successfully your secondary diploma. You need also to have a certain English level, because everything that we do is taught in English. And also we will look at your personal credentials, if you have already worked, if you have some experience. We will look at your personality. You will pass also an assessment, because we want to make sure that you are fit for our hospitality industry. That is something that is very important for us. What we have sometimes noticed is that some students who are pretty much average during the secondary studies, all of a sudden they become excellent students at Glion, because they're finally really doing something that they are passionate about. So for us, this is what is important, is your personality, your objectives, what you want to do, what you want to become in life. And the interview is also a very important part in the admissions process. If you're planning to join our Master of Science, this program is very interesting for students, for example, who are what we call career changers. So for example, you have a bachelor degree in a complete different topic, and you've decided that you want to join the hospitality industry. So this program is going to be able to form you and to prepare you to work in the hospitality. For that program, you need to have already a bachelor degree in another area. You don't necessarily need to have work experience, but at least you have your bachelor degree. That is something that is very important for us. And once again, you will also have to pass an assessment, because we want to know and understand your motivation to work in the hospitality arena. If you're planning to join us for our dual MBA with the Grenoble École de Management and the MSc program, there you need to be at least 24 years old, and you need to have at least 4 years of work experience. This is something that is very important. Your English levels need to be really good, 6.5 on the IELTS, but you can check all the details on the website. So we have different programs, different levels of admissions, of English requirements as well. So if you want to have all the details, please go and check our website, www.glion.edu. Part of the admissions process is also that students have to write an essay. So what is important for us once again is so that the students can explain what they would like to do, what is their project, what they would like to become, what is maybe their dream job, and why they want to join our institution. Why they see themselves being part of this big family of Glion, and what they could also contribute to and bring to Glion. So these are the different aspects that we're looking into. And to be very honest with you, we do help students to prepare themselves for that. We don't just let them in the wild guessing everything by themselves, but we're here to discuss it with them and to make sure that they're gonna write something that is really suitable and that is corresponding to their personality and what they want to achieve. To join Glion, you don't need to come from a specific background. For example, students who are joining the bachelor degree, they have studied different topics. So you can come from a scientific background, from a literature background, from economic background, business, it really doesn't matter. So we have students actually joining us from all these diverse type of backgrounds. They have studied all sorts of subjects in their IB diploma or international diploma. It does not matter for us. What is important is really your motivation and your passion for the business. I would say that the main challenge or concern that our students or future students have got, it's topics regarding finance and business, because this is something they may not be familiar with. However, we have noticed that students sometimes were not very good with math. They could become all of a sudden very passionate and really interested into finance because it's really a different way to look into numbers. We even have students who said like, I will never ever take the finance specialization, and all of a sudden after 3 years they decide, yes, this is the pathway I want to study and I want to go into hotel development and into finance. So as you can see, there is really no, doesn't matter what you want to do or where you come from. What is important is what you're going to study and where you will develop. So if you want to join the hospitality industry, I highly encourage you because I believe it's a very exciting industry where you can do so many things. You can really live your passion through. Not a single day is gonna be the same as the other day. So go for it. Work hard, that's for sure. But somebody said, when you love what you do, you will never work a single day in your life. So all of my recommendation is go for it, work hard, and enjoy yourself.